Darn it.
Is there anything I can help you check out, big guy?
Just this periodical. It's big, right?
It's big, yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody. My name's Holly. I'm the director of the Bloomfield Public Library. The most applause I've ever gotten for being a librarian. So welcome everybody to Don't Tell Comedy. The Bloomfield Library is thrilled to be having everybody here tonight. Just a reminder, there's no drinking in the venue, so please take your empties with you when you go. Thank you. Otherwise, I don't see anything.
Put your hands together for the very funny Bret Raybould, everybody, guys. Give it up for Bret Raybould!
Holy shit, that was aggressive. Oh my God. I don't even know if I want to perform anymore. God, coming out hot. What a beautiful venue we have here. I feel like a school superintendent. I'm going to yell at you for throwing wet paper towels at Mrs. Reed. Well, anyway, I guess I'll talk about my life. I went through a breakup this year. Is this a studio audience? Is this a Disney Channel original comedy show? That was on key. Is there something behind me that says awe? That was beautiful and empathetic and nice. Oh, it was only women, I noticed too. I think I heard one dude go, "Fuck you, man." But yeah, I did. It's hard going through a breakup as a guy. You know why? Thank you. You go. You're like, no rhetorical questions here. Here's why. All the advice on the internet is written by women, for women, and it doesn't apply to us, dude. I Googled how to get over a breakup. First website I went to was cosmopolitan.com. I clicked the article, it said, how to get over a breakup. It said, step 2, invest in a new sex toy. And I was like, first off, the word invest, like it's gonna appreciate in value. Look at that, no one's ever bought a dildo for $50, used it, and then flipped it for double the value. Oh shit, my anal beads kept up with inflation. This might be the first time anal beads has been said in this theater. Right? Holly, are you lecturing about anal beads? Yeah. This is how awesome Holly is. She's getting applause during my set. And this is how awesome she is. I'm not even mad. I'm like, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Where would we find
What'd you say?
Where would we find the book about beads?
Where would you find the book about beads? Oh, yeah. Holly knows. Holly knows. If there's an anal bead booklet, we got a woman in the front. Do you have a library card? Yeah. If it's a no, your butt's gonna have to go unbeaded. But yeah, it's all written by women, for women. And that's weird, like sex toys, because sex toys for women, they're empowering. Sex toys for men are a cause for concern. Do you know what I mean? Like if your female friend is like, I bought a new vibrator, you'd be like, you go, girl. But if your male friend is like, hey man, check out my new pocket pussy. You'd be like, you okay, Chief? Everything okay at home? Right, yeah. You're not like, yeah, you fucked that pocket pussy. Yes, queen. Slay that plastic. Yeah, man. I don't know. When you're saying single guy, you gotta love your dick. That's what I've learned. Gotta get back into, because the average dick size studies vary. Did you know that?
No.
They do. I love the aggression. I love it. It's nice though. They do. I got a Google alert on my phone. Average dick size study. I'm in the know. I saw one. It said the average male dick was 3.2 inches.
No.
I read that. Did I tell you? I read that. You know what my thought was? I go, these are good scientists. I was like, this is quality research. I don't need to read anything else. They did their job. And then I saw another one. It said the average male dick was 6.7 inches. I turned into Aaron Rodgers. I was like, you gotta do your own research, folks. I was like, I blamed Fauci. I was like, Fauci's out here. Being Fauci with his big honking Fauci cock. Yeah, man, you gotta love your dick. I don't know, when you're a single guy, because I was talking to a female friend of mine, and she taught me a new term, because she's single, and she's going, have you heard that she said she was going boy sober?
No.
Has anyone heard that term? Have you heard that term? Okay, yeah. This is an interesting town hall, yeah. I will explain. As the superintendent of this school, boy sober, my friend was telling me, she's like, I'm just taking a year off men.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was empowering for her. And I was like, that's the difference between men and women. When a woman is celibate, she finds herself. When a man is celibate, he commits mass shootings. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm gonna write my memoir. Men are like, I'm gonna write a manifesto. Women eat, pray, love. Men, everyone will die. That's the difference. You're just more empowered. I don't know. And when you're single, you jerk off more. That's not fun. I'm 32. It's not fun anymore. It used to be fun. When I was in my teens, that is the golden era of your jerking off. You're in your prime. You're like Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls. You can't be stopped. Now I'm in my 30s. When I jerk off, I'm like Michael Jordan on the Washington Wizards. I'm old. I'm tired. Sometimes I don't even finish the game. I sub myself out. But it's not fun anymore. It's you know what it is? Some people are like, I love it. It's relaxing. For me, it's just something I gotta do so I can focus and go through the day without committing any homicides. That's all it is. I'm not having a good time. You know what it is? It's taking out the trash on my body. That's what it is. It's dealing with the bodily function, almost like going to the bathroom. There's times I get horny and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go number 3. Okay. All right. Plane takes off in 30 minutes. I can squeeze it in. We'll be fine. So. You know what? You're suspended. Do you have one I can borrow, sir? I'm short on pocket pussies.
How about a fleshlight?
A fleshlight? That's the weirdest heckle I've ever had. I hope I hope one person wasn't here for the pocket pussy jokes, so they came back and they're like, why did that man just tell another man out of context to get a pocket? So I've been trying to we all struggle with anxiety. Here's what I've been doing something to deal with my anxiety. I've started microdosing. Viagra. Microdose the Viagra, I'm telling you. It's a good time. You feel young again, I'm telling you. You feel 16. You're walking through the world like, where's my boner gonna happen? You're at CVS, you're looking at a clerk named Daryl in the eyes buying some Skittles, you're like, I feel something. Hello, Daryl, while I'm here, how about some of the Magnums? For you. Yeah, I don't know. No, I live in New York City, so I drove here from New York. I'm from the Midwest originally, and now I live in a big city. And I'll tell you what, big cities, they just feel like simulations built to fuck with my Midwestern head. Correct. Truly, like it's a simulation screwing with me. I saw a campaign poster for a man running for town council in New York City. The name of the candidate, and I'm not making this up, was Harvey Epstein. Yes, you get what, this guy had the first name of Harvey Weinstein, the last name of Jeffrey Epstein, to form the Voltron of terrible names. That is Harvey Epstein. And he wants your vote. And I'm looking at that, I'm like, is there a worse name to have and then seek political office? The only name I can think of that would be worse is Adolf Cosby. I think the only one, right? You're like, who's his running mate? Osama bin Pol Pot? What the? But, I voted for him. He had name recognition, and I was like, Harvey Epstein? Oh, I know both of those. Sign me up for that. But yeah. No, I'm a big conspiracy theorist with that stuff. I'll be honest with you, guys. Jeffrey Epstein, I think he's still alive. I really do. I really do think Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. And I think they're going to reveal he's alive on an episode of The Masked Singer. Tell me they wouldn't do that shit. Just to fuck with the masses' heads. That's how above the law he is. He's singing his favorite song, Weezer's Private Island in the Sun. And he just takes off a chicken head, and we're like, son of a bitch. But you are a good singer, Harvey. Yeah, man. No, New York's interesting to live in. It's hard to live in. That's why New Yorkers always justify it through sometimes absurd. I'm out with a buddy a few months ago. We were drunk. We were at a bodega at 3 a.m. There were rulers for sale. My buddy turns to me and he goes, New York City, huh? Where else in the world can you buy a ruler at 3 a.m.? He's like, yeah, that's not one of the perks of living here. I've never woken up in the middle of the night, oh God, I gotta measure my dick, okay. I'll send it into the dick census for the study. Yeah, man, you know what New York is? New York is just live action Grand Theft Auto. It's GTA online in real life. It changes how I perceive it really does feel. This past New Year's Eve, I was alone in my apartment at 11:30, very popular guy. I was smoking marijuana, and I look in my kitchen, swear to God, a cop is shining a flashlight into my kitchen window. And this is how stupid and paranoid I was. I was like, oh shit. Like, in 2020, almost 4, I'm like, they're coming for me. It's been legal for like 3-4 years. What? So I go outside to investigate. What do I see? There's 50 cop cars on my block. I look left. There's a totaled Mercedes-Benz that's still smoking on my block. About 60 cops on foot on my block, which means there's a manhunt happening on my block. And this is how New York has changed how I perceive the world. I don't know what crime he committed, but I'm rooting for the criminal. I swear to God. That was my instinct. And I'm talking to my neighbor, Al. Al's my neighbor. Al's a 70-year-old black gentleman. And now we're talking about what we would do to escape the cops in front of all the cops. Al's like, see, boy, what you gotta do, boys, you gotta get up in them trees. They ain't gonna look in them trees. He goes, they ain't got the cognizance to look in them trees. And then we watched all the cops look into the trees. We're like, Al, you're gonna fuck this guy over, Al, what are you doing? My idea, I was like, Al, I'm gonna jump on that fence right there. I'm jumping that. I'm running behind to the church parking lot. He goes, I go to that church. It's a brick wall back there. I was like, shit. Damn it, Al, you're right. Fuck. But yeah, I'm from Kansas originally. Yes. There we go. Yeah. 2 for about 70. You give a shit. Checks out. Yeah. So I'm from like a traditional area. Now I live in a very progressive one. Which is interesting when my parents visit, because the cultures clash. We were in the trendy part of the lower Manhattan. We wanted to get ice cream. My dad Googled on his phone, ice cream nearby. The first option that came up was a New York staple called Big Gay Ice Cream, which we don't have in Kansas. You know what we have in Kansas? Super straight frozen custard. Very proud of our hetero dairy. And I'm looking at my dad look at his phone. You gotta understand, this is a 70-year-old conservatively raised Midwestern man. The next thing out of his mouth makes sense, because he looked at it, and after about 15 seconds, he just goes, what else is there? I was like, all right, it's not homophobic, that's okay. But then I'm like, I'm gonna make my dad talk about his feelings. So I just go, Dad, what's wrong with that one? And he goes, it's got $2 signs. And I was like, that's not why. I was like, you're a doctor. You can afford $2 ice cream, okay? I said, let's address the big gay elephant in the big gay room. Dad, is it because it's gay? And my dad went, whoa, hey, I am fine with them getting married. You just answered a completely different question. What? That's based off your own insecurity about your own prejudice. That'd be like being, hey, what do you want to eat for dinner tonight? I am cool with Chinese people voting. Like, what? So we jabbed jaws for 5 minutes. My mom got annoyed. She cut in. She went, Mike, man, quit being a wuss. Just eat the gay cream. I hate it. And that triggered something in my conservative dad, and he went, fine, I'll do it. I'm not afraid. He said, I'm not afraid, like it's a haunted house. It's an ice cream store with the rainbow on it. But I think in his conservative head, he's gonna walk in, and the cones are gonna be shaped like little dicks. And the bell, instead of ringing when you enter, it's just gonna go, And the attendant's gonna be jacked, shirtless, and oiled up. Just like, what's up, Dairy Daddy? What are you gonna be swallowing today? We have veiny vanilla, ultra thick chocolate, or eat my ass caramel. And my dad's like, I like all three. Wait, no! But we went. I was proud of my dad because we had big gay ice cream. He loved it. And then 2 weeks later, he divorced my mom, moved in with Charles. No, he's a boomer. He's a boomer. You know what that means? He's a boomer dad. You know what that means? He loves jobs. Boomer dads, they love jobs. That's like their fate. They love jobs. That's why the most popular shows like 10, 15 years ago for dads was like Ice Road Truckers, Deadliest Catch, Axemen. That's what dads love. Dads love working a job and then coming home and relaxing by watching another man work a job. Like a supervisor. Dads are like, I've clocked out, let's watch another man clock in. It's what they do, man. My dad perceives the world through jobs. That's how he interprets affection. On Father's Day, I wrote him a card that said, Dad, thank you for raising me with good values and teaching me to always talk to the kid at the lunch table no one else is talking to. Jesus, this is really is. I love this crap. I thought it was sweet, and I called my dad up. I go, Dad, what'd you think of my card? He goes, buddy, don't mention it. I'm just doing my job. I was like, got it. But I pushed the issue, and I said, no, Dad, it's a good lesson to teach me to be friends with someone even if they're not popular. And my dad went, of course, because that's the guy who's going to get you a job one day. I was like, son of a bitch. Trying to have a heart-to-heart. And he's like, how does this relate to your W-2? How does this relate? Yeah, man. I love my mom, too, though. Here's my mom's favorite TV shows. Serial killer documentaries. Yeah. The ladies love them. They love it. I don't know why. The shows weird me out. They glorify the killer. Makes me uncomfortable. And it makes no sense. Because you know who we all hate as a society? Mass murderers. But then we love serial killers. They both kill a lot of people. The difference is if you do it all at once, we're like, go to hell. But if you space it out, suddenly we're like, who's this fella? Who is this quirky son of a gun? Wearing women's skin suits? What a character. Oh my God. If you have murderous urges, my advice, pace yourself. Don't blow your wad in one bloody afternoon. No! Have some longevity with your homicides. You know what I mean? Because 10 deaths in an afternoon is a tragedy. 10 deaths over a decade, there's a chance Zac Efron will play you in a movie. And he's got good abs. But yeah, my family we were a soccer family. That's what we're all raised to. We love soccer. I'm wearing a soccer jersey. Yeah, 3 for $70. That's America. People like that sport. I grew up. My first dream in life was to be on the U.S. national team for soccer, and now I play pickup on diverse fields in New York City, where oftentimes I'm the only American. So it kind of feels like I'm representing my country. I'm living out my childhood dream. Yeah, I know. Before every game, I'm like, oh, say. This is true. One of the fields I play on, this is 100% true. It's all Jamaicans, Trinidadians, and then me. The Great White Hope. And Caribbeans are my favorite group of dudes ever to play with, because they're the only dudes I've ever heard justify their bad play on the soccer field by talking about how busy their sex life is. Swear to God, I yelled at a teammate, I go, Charles, what are you doing, man? And he goes, go easy on me, brother. Last night I was servicing me girl for 3 hours. Oh my God. What? I dated a woman for 2 years. I don't think she got a cumulative 3 hours of service. If you add it up, 3 hours, you can write that off in your taxes. Are you kidding? That has to be deductible. I ate pussy for 3 hours. I voted I hate pussy for 3 hours. They're amazing. Caribbeans are creative with their heckles. They have the most creative heckles ever. I gave the ball away. My teammate yelled at me, big man, you playing like shrimp fried rice out there. I never heard that. Now I'm self-conscious. I'm like, you idiot, you're playing like shrimp fried rice. You need to be like chicken over rice. That's what you need to do. One time, one game, one other white guy showed up, so there was 2 white guys battling for white supremacy. Who's the supreme white amongst us two? We were going at it. And then he fouled me once, and I was on the ground, and he pushed me, and he was trying to get in a fight with me, which led to my proudest moment in my lack of athletic career. I said to this other white guy, you're just jealous there's a better white guy on the field. Prompting 20 Jamaicans to go, oh! In that moment, I was like, this beats a World Cup. I fucking did it. I fucking peaked as an athlete. Never would have thought. I love it. I'm on the group thread with all the Jamaicans and trainees. I love it. I'm on the group thread. One time, 2 teammates got in a fight. It's orange versus yellow. 2 yellow teammates got in a fight. And Gary, who's like one of the captains, he wrote on the text thread, I'm the realest, N-word on this thread. And a few people liked it, and then I wanted to see like, oh, who liked that? And my thumb accidentally hit the angry emoticon. Swear to God. Like I'm like, oh no, I am. And then I'm like, I can't be angry about that, so I unangered it, and I was like, God, I hope they don't get a notification that I'm like, oh, Bret came to his senses, he's no longer pissed about. But I love soccer, I really do. And you know, I especially, it's hard in a football country, because America's a football country. And the two most different sports on planet Earth are soccer and football. Soccer is constant, free-flowing. Football, a lot of truck ads. Americans are like, soccer is boring. I'm like, it beats a State Farm ad. Football is the only sport where we watch the amazing athletes play, and then it cuts to commercial where we watch the amazing athletes act. That's what we do with great athletes in America. If you're an amazing athlete, you then get a part-time job as a sketch comedian for an insurance company commercial. You're like, congrats, you remember the State Farm players. Yeah, the refs are different. Soccer refs are like gay matadors. Bad. Football refs are just giant block men doing the Macarena when they fucking neutral zone infraction. I don't know. And then the commentating, that's the most different part, because soccer commentators are British poets. They're literally like, Leo Messi stands on the perch of greatness. The magic man with the magic left foot that has mesmerized millions from Camp Nou to the Bonnabelle. Football commentators are just country club old guys broing out. They're just like, man, these guys are strong. I tell you what, there's some big guys. And they're fast. He's like, right you are, Chip. They are fast. You got a guy right here. That's what they say. This guy right here. I'm talking about a guy. For soccer commentators, this is a real quote because it was so eloquent. I wrote it down and memorized it. Messi scored, Leo Messi, and the commentator said this exact quote. He went, "He is just a conjurer, a ripper up of reason, a dream machine, a perennial Caesar of the day." And I was like, who talks like that? That same amazing play in football, our commentator would have had a dumb catchphrase. Just like, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Hot diggity dog. But yeah. Interesting end to my 2023 comedy-wise, because I was actually featured in a documentary that's made by Tucker Carlson. Yeah. Swear to God, I was in Tucker Carlson's documentary, and the documentary, a clip of my stand-up, and the documentary was called The Death of Comedy. That's just true. And you're like, what was your part? I was the death, actually. Thank you. You know what's sad? He didn't even ask for permission to use the clip. Yeah. You know what's even sadder? If he had asked, I would have said yes. I really would have, man. No, I'm not even a political person at all. I just hate when someone on politics is maxed out on either end of the aisle. Like, people who are maxed out on political correctness, they're tough to deal with because they're not trying to make the world better. They're just trying to make themselves feel better than you. And that's what bothers me. One time I was on a date with a woman. I was telling her a story about my friend who has autism, and she goes, "No." I go, "What?" She goes, "We don't say that word anymore." Yeah, I said, "What? Autism?" She was like, "The term now is neurologically divergent, so get with the program." And I was like, you know what? That's retarded. Sorry. It is. It really is. I would never call someone with disabilities that, but people who are retarded are retarded. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, just because you add a lot of syllables doesn't make it nice. We all know, like, if you called someone ugly, you call them ugly. But if to that same person, you were like, sir, you are facially unfortunate. They wouldn't be like, thank you, I feel seen and heard. Oh my God. I'll be honest, I like, that's how you bond with people in 2024. There's people you just be willing to not be perfectly politically correct in front of. That's a form of affection. I swear to God, one of my best buddies, a black dude, his wife is a Hispanic woman. He told me in the privacy of their own home, they do Asian voice to each other. Yes, offensive in public, but to your wife, that's love or rub. But no, so bad. Don't point. So bad. But I needed a punchline. But it's true. It really is how you. Because I'm progressive, but I have conservative cheat days. You know, sometimes I gotta treat myself to a word I know isn't publicly okay. But it's like a delicacy. You know what I mean? There are times I'm like, ugh, that shit's gay. Dude, Linda's a retard. All right, I'm out of time. Thank you so much for your guys. Another round of applause for Lucas Connolly.
Holy shit.
Just